What's up, guys? I'm the Russell Gamer. Welcome to my NXT live reactions and commentary for the week of August 24th, 2021. Very quickly, as Million Dollar Man Ted Dibiase and Cameron Grimes are in the ring, I'd like to send out a special happy birthday to my brothers, Dustin and Justin. Today is their birthday. Happy birthday, guys.
Everybody was saying, that's Ted Dibiase, that's the Million Dollar Man. What's he doing here? What's he want? What's he looking to buy? In a due time, everybody realized, as I shared with everybody, that I was here. I was here looking for that special someone who could carry on the legacy of the Million Dollar Man, who was worthy to be a $1 million champion. And whoever that person was going to have to be extremely physically gifted, very strong of body, very strong of mind. That's right. And very strong of heart. You see, in addition to being very athletically gifted, in my opinion, strong of heart's where it's at. You know what, Cameron? Quitters never win, and winners never quit. And you've never been a quitter. I don't care how many times I saw you fall down, you kept getting up till you were the $1 million champion, and that's who you are, buddy, right now.
Ted, if I were to be completely honest, when you first showed up, you drove me nuts. I mean, you drove me absolutely bonkers.
On purpose. I was testing you.
And Ted, I'm glad you gave me that test. Because, you know, I was starting to lose sight. I was looking at all this shiny jewelry, and I was looking at all those zeros in my bank account, and I thought I was something. But unfortunately, I didn't have an accomplishment that made me that something. And as I started to lose track of where I was going, as I was cleaning up trash, as I was scrubbing toilets, I knew that
Grimes has a noticeable bruise on his forehead.
I knew that there was no way that I was going to let that dummy have the $1 million man as his butler. So at TakeOver 36, you and I together took care of LA Knight, and I became the $1 million champ.
And Grimes' popularity, I've said it on TakeOver, has just skyrocketed.
From a whole lot of celebrating with the $1 million man, I just have a question, Ted. The question is where does Cameron Grimes go now?
Cameron, are you crazy, man? You know where we gotta go. It's time to go to the moon.
Well, if they're showering the NXT Universe in real money, I'm going to be upset. I hope that's just like merch money that they made for Cameron Grimes. Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. They just zoomed in on it. That's exactly what it is. And if you guys are wondering, I am on my own right now. The Studley Man Ashley is. I've tried to call him, and he's not responding yet, so he's not available. And now we're going to get a recap of NXT TakeOver. So we had a lot of recaps last night on Monday Night Raw, and I guess we're going to have more recaps tonight on NXT because of TakeOver. That Dragunov Walter match, I gotta say, was outstanding. Probably the best match of the night. I would put Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole second. I don't think that steel cage match on Fall 3 went more than 5 minutes. Hey Ash, nice to hear from you. I'm going to try to stay on as long as I can, as long as the weather holds out. So let me know when you see the graphic for Hit Row and Legado del Fantasma, and then we'll sync up. But how are you doing tonight, man?
Let me see if BT's showing it. Okay.
What are
I've got Ridges Holland coming out, so.
Oh, you might be a little ahead of me now, then.
If this is a tape show, they might just be showing these and not airing the breaks properly, so that sometimes does happen.
Ridge Holland and Timothy Thatcher. So as we review our commercial break, guys, I'd like to remind you that Pro Wrestling 225 presents Conflict in Acadiana live August 28th, 2021 at the Como Rick Center in Lafayette, Louisiana. Let's take a look at some of the matches that you guys are going to be seeing this Saturday. First off, in the main event, Purple Haze will be defending his newly won PW225 Heavyweight Championship against the former champion, the Amalgamation, Corey Constantine. The Dream Team, once a united front, and now are split as they will face each other in a triple threat match. That's the Rocket, Mustang Mike, and Wild Thing. Chase Matthews renews a rivalry with the Mexican Giant. Brett the Threat Thibodeau has an open challenge for the SEC Championship. Just who will answer that challenge? Maybe the Studley Man Ashley, you never know. We also have Thaddeus.
I don't have a passport, so I think governmentally, I can't.
And Michael White's lackey, a.k.a. Thaddeus, will be taking on the wild card, Cody Hawkins. And Tyson Maddox will be making his PW225 debut against the former two-time PW225 heavyweight champion, the Mad Dog, Gil Gracie, who will have Big Ramp in his corner. And also the ring wrecker, Vordell Walker, will be taking on King Rob Love. That's all at Conflict of Acadiana this Saturday, August 28th, 2021. That will be a very stacked card, to say the least. Like I said, I'm going to try to stay on the call as long as I possibly can with the, because I've already sent a picture to you of what the weather radar looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I am fully
Looks
charged.
ominous.
I am fully charged on Team Battleground.
Oh, I forgot to buy the team boost.
You might be a little late on that then.
Exactly.
Now we're back from a commercial break, and somebody is arriving in a GMC vehicle. It's Hit Row. Interesting graphic for Timothy Thatcher, lock and chain. Is that like an example of British strong style? In a sense, Ash, lock and chain?
No.
Then how would you describe Thatcher's style?
I'd just say it's the British style. It's sort of the grappling submission style, really. World of Sport, I guess you could call it, Matt, because that's the TV show that it sort of dominated over here in the 70s and 80s. Lock and Chain is just, I don't know.
Pete Dunne is out there with Ridge Holland, and got Tommaso Ciampa, who's out there with Timothy Thatcher. I don't know. This sounds more like a typical NXT crowd tonight than we did at Takeover. Thatcher doing a little bit of ground and pound on Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland's body type kind of reminds me a little bit of one of the late greats, WWE Hall of Famer Dino Bravo. I mean, he was strong, but he was also kind of thick at the same time, and that's, to me, that's kind of what Ridge Holland looks to me. He kind of looks, he looks ripped, he looks strong, but he's also like really thick. And there's, would you believe WWF early on in the 80s actually did recognize Dino Bravo as the Canadian heavyweight champion?
I mean, it sounds feasible.
Yeah, but as far as I know, they didn't actually have an actual physical belt to represent the championship other than some sort of weird jacket that he came to in the ring every single time. And this is before he began his heel turn and in association with the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, for years. Thatcher scores with a good big back elbow. So are we going to count how many recaps of TakeOver we're going to get tonight like we got on Monday Night Raw last night for SummerSlam and the show? I mean, we've already had one recap so far.
No.
One thing I like about Vic Joseph's commentary style, he's more inclined to use the actual move terminology and tell the story of the match at the same time. Whereas, I wouldn't say probably Michael Cole and Jimmy Smith will probably be told to focus more on the story and less on the moves. How long has it been since Ridge Holland has worked a match in NXT? I'm trying to think back to when his last match was.
After Takeover, like 9 months ago, because he got injured.
Okay. Nice headed arm suplex. I think Thatcher's trying for a Kimura. Am I ahead of you or behind you, Ash?
Pretty much on the, well, let's have a quick look.
He's trying for a Fujibar
Thatcher's
armbar.
going for the, yeah.
Damn, that's a lariat for you.
Twist it round into an uppercut. Going for the armbar again. And there's the lariat. So 5 to 10 seconds behind, don't matter.
Alright, well, I just rewinded to where we're a little bit more in sync.
Well, they're going to commercial, so...
For me, it's a picture-in-picture break.
Oh, well, none of that here. Lol.
Well, if you want, I can call some of the action during the picture-in-picture breaks for you. You know, both men are on the outside, and
If you want to.
you know, now they're back in. You know, it gives us something more to talk about rather than just repeating everything about Conflict at Acadian, which, by the way, is live this Saturday, August 28th, 2021 at the Cobo Rec Center in Lafayette, Louisiana. Be sure to check out Pro Wrestling 225 on Facebook for all the details on this and all of our upcoming events. Holland almost applying a chicken wing type of submission hold, but Thatcher quickly gets out of it and now scored with a couple of forearms, but Holland just decked him with one right. Ridge Holland's got to be like what? We have 6'2", 6'3", 270. He looks to be right around that size because he is stacked. And when I say that, I mean he is a big, big gentleman. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. And now Holland, once again, now going back to that chicken wing type of maneuver. He's also got the other arm grapevined in a surfboard type of hold. And Ciampa looks like he's ready to come unglued from his chair at ringside. Holland with a elbow drop goes for the cover and has his hand all over the face of Thatcher, trying to rearrange the facial features of Mr. Thatcher, and I don't think that'll do him any good. And I think he also likes being called Toothless Timmy. I don't know. I mean, Ciampa says it all the time. Holland now with a side headlock. This is basically like commercial break work. It's like somebody gave him the signal, hey, we're going to commercial break, so do these kind of things. And that's what appears to be what they're doing. Because now they're exchanging European uppercuts in the middle of the ring. And again, one right hand just floors Thatcher. Thatcher, though, was back up and again with another European uppercut. Scores what, a trifecta on him, and it barely budges Ridge Holland, who scores with his own European uppercut, and down to his knees goes Timothy Thatcher. But I think Thatcher's enjoying it, from the look on his face. Thatcher once again with that European uppercut. Holland responds with one of his own. Now both men are just exchanging European uppercuts in the middle as they're back from commercial break. Are you back from commercial break, Ash?
Yeah.
And that's essentially what they did during the commercial break. It was just...
Suplex onto the...
Ooh.
Suplex onto the... Smacking the legs on the rope.
How do you take a bump like that?
You do? I don't know.
Thatcher now with the single leg crab. As I'm pretty sure my microphone is picking up the weather outside. It is a thunder and a rumbling outside. Well, Thatcher tried an enziguri and Holland just swatted him out of the sky like a fly. That was like a version of the snowplow.
To some extent, yeah.
Oh, and the Ciampa's going after them now, and now Ciampa and Pete Dunne are exchanging blows in the middle of the ring. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch. So I guess this is the new stable in NXT?
I think so.
Well, Thatcher ain't done with Holland.
Yeah. I guess it's called the Brits and Friends.
Oh, wait a minute. Ridge Holland had some sort of weapon in his right hand.
Yeah, it's police truncheon. And Pete is having none of it.
Is that like the UK version of a baton?
Yeah. It's a Peaky Blinder gear. Hence why he comes out with a weird hat.
Wait, who's the guy interviewing Carmello Hayes?
I recognized his face.
Isn't he
But I
on?
can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Isn't he on ESPN?
Might probably.
Well, for the sake of the video, they're interviewing Carmello Hayes about his road in the NXT Breakout Tournament and his matchup tonight with Odyssey Jones in the finals. And Odyssey Jones kind of reminds me of Mark Henry and Ice Train wrapped up in one. I mean the Ice Train from WCW, not the Ice Train that you know, Ash. TikTok tag team of NXT.
Believe in the TikTok.
I know.
Otherwise you will die.
No, I still don't believe in it. As of right now, we're on a, as you guys couldn't tell, commercial break. A shout out to the Cajun Nerd Ash over on Cajun Nerd Media, as he's going to be interviewing some people tonight on his show, Tough Talk. The last interview before PW225's Conflict in Acadiana this Saturday. Be sure you guys check out the Ash the Cajun Nerd on the PW225 Facebook page to check out that show. Well, but by the time this video goes up, it would have already been up. So be sure you guys check out the Pro Wrestling 225 presents Tough Talk. Just so we don't have any dead air as we waiting for the commercial break, again, some of the great matches we got this Saturday. Vordell Walker, the Ring Wrecker, taking on King Rob Love. We got Tyson Maddox taking on the Mad Dog, Gil Gracie, with Big Ramp in his corner. We also got Thaddeus, a.k.a. Michael White's lackey, taking on the wild card, Cody Hawkins. Right, the Threat Thibodeau will be having an open challenge for his SEC championship. Just who will respond? I can tell you what, I'm not going to do it. I can't wrestle. We also got Chase Matthews taking on everyone's friendly Mexican giant. And of course, the Dream Team no longer a team anymore, as they will face off in a triple threat match: the Rocket, Mustang Mike, and the Wild Thing. And like I said on yesterday's video, Wild Thing apologized, Ash, at 225 Mania, saying that he made a mistake by listening to Big Ramp, and it seemed like the fans understood and accepted his apology, but the Rocket and Mustang Mike did not. As we are back on NXT, and they're recapping Indy Hartwell proposing to Dexter Loomis, which makes me think we're gonna have some yucky, lovey-dovey.
And they're getting married in a matter of weeks.
Please tell me that those shirts are only for them and that they're not actual merch you can buy.
I mean, they probably are. September 14th.
Cordially invited to the wedding of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis on Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. Wow, guys, congratulations again. This is huge news.
I wonder if there's any. I wonder if there's any significance for that date. Like if NXT's doing something special on that date. As Beth Phoenix and Vic Joseph.
That's when they're live.
Vic Joseph and Beth Phoenix seem to be losing their shit over the wedding.
That's when they're live, Billy.
Okay.
Because tonight, as well as the next 2 weeks, are pre-recorded NXTs.
Now, one thing I want to bring up is, what are they doing with Mandy Rose and this women's tag team? Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolan.
Hey. Why are we
Gigi Golin kind of reminds me of Poison Ivy and I mean from like Tekken and Street Fighter is what I mean. Not the DC Batman variety. Ash, are you still there? So I don't know if I lost Ashley or not, guys. Because again, we've been talking about the weather, it being part of an issue as Carter and Kent. Right now, Kayden Carter was just. Carter and Catanzaro are gonna. Catanzaro, I should say. Fake out Gigi Jolin and Jacy Jayne and taunt them a little bit. And Jayne distracting Catanzaro allows Golin rather, for the attack from behind. There's the tag. And I think I just lost, I just lost Ash. I wonder if he blue screened. I'm not sure. Hopefully we can get it back. As right now, Jayne goes for the cover on Catanzaro and only gets a 2. Again, relative newcomers to NXT are Jayne and Golin, and like I've already remarked, they have been seen backstage several times with Mandy Rose. What does that mean for the tag team? I don't know. I guess only time will tell as to what Mandy Rose's interest is in this pair. As right now, Golin is working over the left arm and shoulder of Kacy Catanzaro. Tag into Jacy Jayne. Golin and Jayne have never been at a loss of words from the promos we've seen from them in the past couple of weeks. Tag back in. We're going to have some double team action by Golin and Jayne, and an assisted lariat by Golin takes down Catanzaro, but does not keep her down for the 3 rather. And now Golin deposits Catanzaro on the outside. But Catanzaro already back in, and a tag into Kayden Carter, a mistake by Gigi Golin. There goes Carter, Golin. Carter scoring with a couple of lariats to Gigi Golin, and now all over the feisty redhead. And Kayden Carter with a drop kick to Jacy Jayne and lands on Golin with a splash. Carter with a head of steam, and as the Studley man actually is back, I'm not sure. Maybe you had a computer issue, Ash. I'm still not hearing anything from you. Oh, a big pump kick by Jayne, but Kacy Catanzaro breaks up the pinfall. There's that Hangman's Neckbreaker 450 combination as Carter and Catanzaro pick up the win. Yes, can you try to say something? Because we don't hear anything from you.
Trip across
And now they're showing a vignette of Kaylee Ray. And if memory serves me, Emi Sakura is the current NXT UK Women's Champion. Oh, Kaylee Ray is next. Well, guys, first off, in Conflict in Indiana, the main event is going to be probably one of the most interesting matches of the night. These two men know each other very, very well. In fact, last year, when Corey Constantine won the PW225 heavyweight title from the Mad Dog Gil Gracie, one of the men that helped neutralize the outside interference of Big Ramp Enterprises was Purple Haze. But now Purple Haze has aligned himself with Big Ramp Enterprises, has basically reinvented himself, and is now the PW225 heavyweight champion. But will he remain champion after Conflict in Acadiana is over this Saturday? That's going to be an interesting one. And again, you hate to see when a good team is split apart, but, and I've already talked about this, I've talked about it a few times already tonight. The Wild Thing apologized at 225 Mania and admitted that he made a mistake, and the Rocket, he is not ready, I personally believe, to forgive or forget Wild Thing's transgressions, and I think Mustang Mike kind of feels the exact same way. Chase Matthews and Mexican Jay. Now, here's what's interesting when it comes to this. For those of you who don't know, there is another popular talk show hosted by one Alexis Windsor on the PW225 Facebook page and YouTube. It's called Windsor's Court. And she recently interviewed Chase Matthews and kind of struck up a little bit of a sore subject with Chase Matthews. For those of you who don't know, Matthews was gone for about 4 or 5 to 6 years before he came back in probably, and I've said this already, the best shape of his entire career. And he won a battle royal in Columbia, Mississippi, but after that he hasn't really been on that good of a winning streak, and Alexis Windsor brought that up during her interview with Chase Matthews, and it kind of touched on apparently it struck a nerve with our old friend Chase, because then he walked out of the interview. And then we all know how the Mexican Giant can be. If you guys have seen some of the past videos here on my channel for years, Red the Thread Thibodeau finally winning the SEC championship. It's been a long haul on a long climb for him, but who is going to accept his challenge as we're back on NXT? And right now, that same guy who interviewed Carmello Hayes is interviewing Odyssey Jones. All right, let me see if I back out of the call and come back in, if I can hear you, Ash. Ash, are you there? Apparently not. But as Odyssey Jones is being interviewed, the ring wrecker Vordell Walker returning to PW225 to face King Rob Love. We've seen him on quite a few matches. Apparently he has issues with the Overboys from the past. And I'm really interested to see what Tyson Maddox could do. I mean, he's going to have a tough challenge in the former two-time PW225 heavyweight champion, the Mad Dog Gil Gracie, to say the least. And with Big Ramp in his corner, who knows what kind of shenanigans we're going to see. Why in the world was Odyssey Jones on 205 Live? He is not a cruiserweight. And I've already stated my feelings about Mr. Thaddeus, a.k.a. the lackey of Michael White, part of the Crook Mob. He's going to do battle with the wild card Cody Hawkins this Saturday. So we pretty much have a stacked card this Saturday for you guys. And I'm not exactly sure who Kaylee Ray is facing. I think I heard the last name of Royce. I am not sure. And if Kaylee Ray going to work on the left arm of her opponent. Who appears to have a lot of feathers on her gear. As I have the volume up a little bit, just so I can kind of hear the name of her opponent. But right now on commentary, they seem to be singing the accolades of Kaylee Ray and being the longest reigning NXT UK Women's Champion, holding the belt for over 600 days. Kaylee Ray kind of has a ground and pound style, and I'm sure if the Studley man was here, I'd ask him to give his input, because he's more familiar with Kaylee Ray than I am. I have seen her on a few occasions, and I have watched a few NXT UK takeovers, and couple of the NXT UK shows. But I'm pretty sure the Studley man Ashley would have more insight into Kaylee Ray than I could provide. Well, they repeated saying her last name is Royce, and that's all I can make out, so that's what I'm going to call her. And Kaylee Ray scores with the Gory bomb, and that finishes off Royce. Ooh, Samoa Joe provoked me. Oh, I mean, I'm reading his shirt. As we go to commercial break, once again, let me see, where did I... Again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great card for Conflict in Acadia, and I can't believe I just did that. Like I said, Purple Haze defending the PW225 heavyweight title against Corey Constantine. The Wild Thing taking on Mustang Mike, taking on the Rocket in a triple threat match. Chase Matthews and the Mexican Giant. Retina Threat Thibodeau has an open challenge for the SEC Championship. Thaddeus will be taking on the wild card, Cody Hawkins. Tyson Maddox making his debut in PW225 against the Mad Dog, Gil Gracie, with Big Ramp in his corner. And the ring wrecker, Vordell Walker, will be taking on King Rob Love. And that's all at Conflict in Acadiana this Saturday, August 28, 2021, at the Como Rec Center in Lafayette, Louisiana. Be sure you check out PW225 on Facebook for all the details on this and our upcoming events. And I think the Studley man might have stepped away from the microphone because he has not said anything in a while. And I don't know if the weather is playing a factor in it or not. So, as we are waiting for NXT to come back, from commercial break. I also want to send out a shout out to Spencer and Landon of Last Match Standing, as now it comes back from commercial break. And there's Mandy Rose with Jayne and Golin, and they're following her.
Well, Mandy Rose has some new beginnings planned for Golin and Jayne. And speaking of new beginnings, here's a man that's officially
So here comes Samoa Joe, the new NXT champion. This is more than likely going to be a setup for the new, whoever the new number one contender is going to be for the NXT Championship. They're obviously not going to do a rematch with Cross and Samoa Joe, since Cross made that ridiculous. Well, as we got the Steely Man Ashley back.
Well, I've been back for a while. It's just, you know, the internet went out, and then the Paralympic Games are happening. Although apparently, the way American media is like, they don't want you to know they're happening.
So,
No.
like I was saying earlier, I believe this segment right
Maybe
now
that's something that Billy can watch on Peacock.
Samoa Joe is they're going to be setting up probably
Yo!
the new number one contender.
No.
What, they're going to do a rematch with him and Karrion Cross?
No. We're going to set up a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 52, and 65 candidate.
Oh boy.
Not necessarily in that order. Going to show you what our boy Nicholas Khan has done. Nobody knows.
Kaylee Ray made her in-ring debut for NXT. She squashed somebody by the name of Royce from Brazil. I'm not exactly sure who
Royce.
she was. Is it Royce or Royce?
Royce Gracie.
Oh.
Wow.
Her last name was Royce. And apparently she's from Brazil.
That's where I'm not sure, because
Joe's throwing out an open challenge to the locker room for anyone to step up. Oh, and I think
the obvious one.
Yeah, Pete Dunne.
That's the obvious one. Remember, they got in each other's face
Multiple times.
even while he was feuding with. I'm literally attacking everybody, Billy, because my cards are so low that I can't pretty much attack anybody with a guaranteed win. So I'm just looking for if anybody hasn't charged. I don't think is the case.
Face to face with me enough times now to know the truth. I mean, be honest with yourself. I don't care how many times you've held that title. You ain't the baddest around here. So I tell you what, do me a favour. Head to the back. Go fetch your mate Regal, and you tell him
Joe. Don't make me provoke.
And now LA Knight is coming out here.
The megastar himself.
Yeah. I told you. I told you. We are going to find the number one contender here without finding any contenders.
Confusing feelings you might have right now. Those chills you got going down your spine right now, that's called fear, pal. Because right now, what you're looking at with the title, or without the title, the one, the only $1 million megastar, L.A. Knight. And at TakeOver 36, I watched you take on night long. To take out a guy could have taken me 43.5 seconds to dust. So with that in mind, Joe, if you got enough tingle in your loins, I'm here to be your first challenger, which coincidentally means it'll be your last challenger when I take that NXT title. Because whose game is it? It's LA Knight's game. Take one
And-
more step, and I swear I'll break every one of your fingers. Excuse me, tough guy. Use your inside voice. I'm just here to chat.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Samoa Joseph, Peter Dunne, we know each other well enough. But La Knight, I don't think
Wait, what the hell is he saying?
introduce you to Kyle O'Reilly. The man that
Samoa Joseph and Peter Dunne?
at TakeOver 36. Now, you're out here, you're swindling your way into a title match.
Wasn't that Jericho's own gimmick of mispronouncing names?
The only thing you have a chance of winning is, I don't know, a Stone Cold Steve Austin knockoff vest competition.
Sick burn, Kyle. Sick burn, man.
Thank you, Joe. That was a sick burn. I mean, Law didn't get it because all the blood left his brain and went to his biceps. But to the matter at hand, Joe, I respect the hell out of you, man. And I'm not out here to talk my way into a title match because I've earned a title match. I've earned it.
Oh, wait a minute. Rich Holland
Golden grip for you, Kyle O'Reilly. Oh,
is attacking
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly.
captured.
We're going to see hands get the boost.
Oh, there's Tommaso Ciampa.
We got chaos breaking out in the CWC.
After what we saw earlier tonight, Ciampa trying to get a piece.
Oh, Ciampa laid out by a reach hammer for a second time tonight.
Well, LA Knight's gonna pay the price. What a Samoa Joe headbutt.
What a journey, Ted! It has been so much fun, man. I could have never asked for any more. Listen, Ted. As much fun as I've had being this $1 million champion, I put some thought into it too. This is your legacy. It belongs to you.
Wow, man. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you so much. Cameron? 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 No, come here. Look, I want you to have
The $1 million championship.
$1 million championship. I want you to know something. Every time you look at that championship, though, you're going to remember who you are. Remember, kid, there's only $1 million man.
Ted, this means the world to me, but this doesn't really sound right. It doesn't feel right either.
the hell was that?
One-on-one with Odyssey Jones.
Tonight is the largest moment of my WWE career.
Nick Khan doesn't want Ted DiBiase involved.
This didn't happen by accident.
So, you know, it's dumb. I've literally attacked everybody, Billy, and got a few wins here and there, so
Okay.
that's the best I'll be able to do, because, to be fair, a lot of our people also have lower points than me, so it's going to be a bloodbath, especially
Yeah.
because they max charged everything, so it's probably going to be a case of if we can get 4. Because you charged, Arya charged, and the Seth Rollins person max charged as well.
Somebody on Twitter is saying Monday Night Raw did 2 million in the ratings last night.
Yeah, I am just as perplexed, probably, as you are about that. That means it got a higher audience than the people that watched the Raw after Mania. Best viewership since January, which was probably the one after the Rumble, I'm guessing. Keith Lee was on yet another dark match. And then main event was Jeff Hardy versus Shelton and Viking Raiders versus Lucha House Party. Oh, Baron Corbin actually did win money and stayed in the presidential suite. Then lost all the money and is back in a motel.
I kind of figured they were doing something with him because I saw him with several videos on his Twitter saying that he was winning money and that his luck was turning around. As NXT is back on. And Colorado getting into another fight. So now we're doing the finals for the NXT Breakout Tournament.
Let's see if. So I guess did you have the Raquel Gonzalez promo?
That was earlier in the evening with her and Frankie Monet.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if what I'm seeing is actually. What the order is. Oh, what you missed apparently is William Regal has his own Poppy theme.
What?
He has his own Poppy theme.
Poppy theme? Oh, the singer.
Poppy.
Oh, the singer.
She Poppy.
I'm not into that genre of music per se. I still don't understand it.
Who do I just say she Poppy.
Give me Alan Jackson any day over Poppy. Or Garth or a little bit of Reba. Poppy, I just don't get. And I could have sworn the last time I saw her perform on NXT, she made the rest of her band wear masks. And made them look creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Why? I don't get it.
There's supposed to be a purpose.
As now we're getting the ring introductions for Odyssey Jones and Carmello Hayes. Who do you see? I was about to say who do you see going over, but I know you've already checked out the spoilers for this.
I mean, in all honesty, I'm not sure. It's one of these where I wouldn't really object to either.
And I kind of agree with you. I mean, Odyssey Jones has cut some good promos. And he can really move for a big man, but Carmello Hayes has got some good athletic style. He's ripped. He's in good athletic shape. Yeah, you don't want to go in for a shoulder block with a guy who's about 200 to 300 pounds heavier than you.
Well, I mean, you can.
Yeah, you'll just end up flat on your
just
back.
Not advisable.
Yeah, you'll end up flat on your back.
Yes.
And then again, from the semifinals match, I don't think anybody would think Carmello Hayes was going to come out on top and advance to the finals. Hayes trying to drop kick the knee and went for a pump knee, and Jones just caught him. Went for a pump kick into an enziguri, and Odyssey Jones is still on his feet. And if I was on the mic right now on NXT, I would say, anyone get the number of that Mack truck that just ran over Carmello Hayes? And no picture in picture.
We go picture in picture.
You got picture in picture? I don't have picture in picture.
No, of course I haven't. British television, picture in picture doesn't exist.
Well, we don't have picture in picture on this side either right now. So
Yeah, but they do.
Also, something more interesting about our show coming up this Saturday, Ash, is our general manager, Jordy Pujol, has made the statement that he has decided to part ways with Pro Wrestling 225, and Conflict in Acadiana will be his very last show with the company.
Ooh.
So I wish Jordy Pujol nothing but the best of luck. And he's been a great general manager for PW225. And also right now on Tough Talk, because I have that on another tab muted, so that way I don't get slammed for a copyright. Ash, the Cajun nerd, has got Mad Dog Gil Gracie, CJ Goodspeed of Goodspeed Entertainment, and Big Ramp as guests on his show. And I kind of feel bad for Ash because he's having to deal with not only Gil Gracie, but Big Ramp at the same time. I don't know how much help CJ Goodspeed is going to be. But I know CJ Goodspeed doesn't like Big Ramp very much either. Now, we hope you guys have been doing good as well. As like I said, we're waiting for the commercial breaks to be over. And here they are. Hayes seemed to be working over the left knee of Odyssey Jones in the corner. I guess they're showing some of the action that happened during the commercial break, when Hayes dropped holding Odyssey Jones into the middle turnbuckle and scoring with a pair of knees to the back of his head. But man, Odyssey Jones, for a guy his size, he shouldn't be able to move the way he does. Ash, did you step away again?
No, it's just, it only just came back with mine, so I'm just seeing the stuff now. trying to go for a sleeper.
Yeah, by making the big
It's
man
less
also.
around the head, so it's less of a sleeper and more just, a hug.
Yeah,
Not a bear hug, just a general hug. You're bringing him down now, though,
yeah, with the front chancery.
with the headlock. Mm-hmm.
So we're pretty much synced up now. I mean, it's the typical style of trying to wear the bigger man down with these types of things, especially when you're in the ring with someone who basically is classified as a super heavyweight. Jones is trying to find some way to fight out of it, but he goes back down to a knee. Hayes, no matter how many crossbodies he scores, he hasn't been able to put Odyssey Jones on his back yet, but staggers him with the pump knee. And he scores with the axe kick.
Oh,
Ooh, a shoulder breaker. It's like he took Hayes' momentum, stopped it dead in its tracks, and then planted him with the shoulder breaker. And like I was saying earlier, Ash, you would think on paper you wouldn't give Carmello Hayes that much of a chance at facing someone the size of an Odyssey Jones, but he's been bringing the fight to him in this match.
to be fair, he's having to. He
Yeah.
wants to win this. It's not like it's just getting the a slightly higher bit of money at the pay window for winning. This is giving you a contract, giving you a title match of your. Jeez!
Top rope rocker dropper. And is Carmello Hayes cut?
Yeah, on the bridge.
Wait, that was the scissors kick. That was supposed to be his signature move. And
Ooh. Well,
squish.
that's done. Oh, wait, what?
Wait, reversal.
Whoa!
Oh, they give it to Carmello Hayes with the crucifix pin.
They're both bleeding.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's bleeding. Everybody is bleeding. Even the referee is bleeding in respect.
It appeared that Jones had squished Hayes after the splash and was going for the cover, but instead was able to reverse it, and a great show of
Show of
sportsmanship.
respect between
Yeah.
the two of them, though.
It was a good match. It was a good match. I'll give it to the both of them. Like I said, great match for the finals of the NXT Breakout Tournament this year.
Mr. Regal. He doesn't have a first name anymore.
You more than deserve the contract that is in this file. That you get the opportunity to face any NXT champion of your choice. Congratulations again.
Carmello, you just won the 2021 NXT Breakout Tournament. Which champion are you going to face?
First, I just want to say, Odyssey Jones, shout out to you, man. You no joke. Yes, Sam. It's way too early to decide who I'm going to face, but I just want to say one thing. I called my shot, and I made it here. And when Carmello Hayes shoots, I don't miss. Congratulations one more time to the
And Pyro for Carmello Hayes.
Uh-oh.
people want to walk out into the ring and stake their claim to the NXT title. Because, Joe, every time I've been face to face with you, I saw the look in your eye. You know how this ends. The Cruiserweight NXT champion. 5 months now. 5 long months in solitude, thrown at the bottom of the pile, forgotten about. Well, tonight, that has changed.
Everybody knows Danny and I didn't lose the NXT Tag Team titles, so that means Danny and I are the rightful NXT Tag Team champions.
Tommaso Ciampa, I'm going to make sure you end up just like your old pal, Timothy Thatcher. Ciampa, we start this. We finish it.
今晚另一个牺牲者就会落入天上之手。
So we're getting Boa and Tion Shaw next. And oddly enough, no Xia Li.
Nick Khan probably fired her.
So I have to say, so far, not too bad of a card for NXT.
Yeah, been alright.
Just a quick reminder: NXT PW225 presents Conflict at Acadiana, and some of the matches are the matches you will see this Saturday. Vordell Walker taking on King Rob Love. Tyson Maddox making his debut in PW225 against the Mad Dog Gil Gracie. Thaddeus will be taking on the wild card Cody Hawkins. Brent the Threat Thibodeau has an open challenge for his SEC championship. Chase Matthews will take on the Mexican Giant. And the Dream Team in a triple threat match against each other. The Rocket, Mustang Mike, and Wild Thing. In the main event, Purple Haze defending the PW225 Heavyweight Championship against the Amalgamation, Corey Constantine. That's all this Saturday, August 28, 2021, at the Como Rec Center in Lafayette, Louisiana. If you want more information on this and our upcoming event, the Mayor's Cup in Columbia, Mississippi, be sure you check out Pro Wrestling 225 on Facebook for all the details. Just kind of want to say that stuff so there's like no dead air in between commercial breaks, Ash. So that way they don't get to this point in the video. I'm like, why aren't these assholes talking?
I mean, because I'm an asshole.
You're an asshole?
That's why I'm not talking. Yes.
Also, today is Vince McMahon's birthday as well. Just figured I'd bring that up.
Oh, great.
I don't know if you saw the segment.
And is having to get adverts of Peacock.
Did you see the final segment with Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase?
Oh, yeah, that rubbish.
Yeah.
Oh, recap.
Oh, only the second recap of the night. And it comes with like about 20 minutes left in the show.
The piped-in crowd noise for this because everyone at the arena's like, we don't give a shit.
Xyonn Quinn. I literally know nothing about this guy, Xyonn Quinn. I have to say, I'm glad they're actually doing something now with Boa, because ever since they debuted the Tia and Shah gimmick in NXT, had been just nothing but Zion Lee and Boa just acting as a bodyguard.
Well, Karen Q's got to do something apart from translate for all the other Chinese talents.
What the hell?
Oh. The arena is in silence. It is anyway. It is anyway.
Is this Xyonn Quinn's first match on NXT?
Probably.
Didn't expect that to happen.
There's a way, right? So maybe you do just one tiny piece. Cancel this wedding, right? Cancel it.
No, I'm not gonna cancel.
Why?
Their relationship started here on NXT, and Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis. It's only right that they get married here on NXT.
No, it's bad. No one wants to see that.
It's gonna be better TV.
Bad TV.
No, it's gonna be good TV. Watching you go crazy on cuckoo bananas.
Oh, no, you don't. You don't use the bananas. No, bananas. No, bananas. No, it's bananas. It's bananas. It's not bananas.
Just see what happened with Samoa Joe. It's big ball of fire.
Oh, I get what the idea is now. Chaos. Samoa Joe has brought chaos back.
I kind of figured the six-man tag was going to be the main event. Tell you what, I've already perfect pro'd the Carmello Royal Rumble 21 summer card that I got. Again, a great match card we got this Saturday for everyone. And also, don't forget, everything will be filmed and put up just in case you guys can't make it to Conflict in Acadiana on August the 28th. You'll be able to watch all the matches on the Pro Wrestling 225 Facebook page. You get to hear me, also Spencer and Landon from Last Match Standing, calling all the action from Conflict in Acadiana. I hope you guys will enjoy that when it comes out. Also, once again, I'd like to send out a happy birthday to my brothers, Dustin and Justin. Today is also their birthday, so happy birthday to you guys. Although I know they don't watch my channel.
So there should, if this listing is accurate from last night, there should be a vignette now with the diamond mine.
That's exactly where it's at.
The Creed brothers are national champions. And Kushida, unlike you, we push ourselves beyond limits. So that is why next week, Roderick Strong will be issuing an open challenge to anyone. And Kushida, he will prove to you and the world what a champion he truly is.
Another Diamond Mine open challenge, but how about this match also that will take place after being dropped twice by Rich Holland. Tommaso Ciampa looking for a little payback for not only himself, but his tag team partner, Timothy Thatcher. Ciampa, Holland, next week right here on NXT. But it is main event time this week here on NXT.
Would it be safe to say they turned Hit Row face just because of this feud with Legado del Fantasma?
Maybe.
Led by the North American champion Isaiah Swerve Scott Hit Row. Don't blame him.
And like I said, when I saw B-Fab on the Fusion list for the Forged tier, I had no idea who she was until her picture popped up, and then I'm like, oh, that's who that is.
Much we want to look forward to next week here on NXT. Legado Fantasma from the plan last week. Backfired.
First of all, let's admire this trio of luchadors celebrating their culture that has been disrespected in the past. Of course, when you like that plan last week did, of course, Black Friday was a rare strategic miscalculation from Santos Escobar. But here's what we know. When Legado del Fantasma fall down, they not only get back up, but they get back up.
Ash, what are the names of the other members of Legado del Fantasma?
I'm trying to remember because they like have their not names and their Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild.
Okay. Mendoza and Wild.
I'll always know Joaquin as DJZ,
I know.
no matter what you want to try and call him.
I still remember his ring entrance in Impact. If those
Wait, is this match only going to go 9 minutes?
Wow, that's not a lot of time for a good 6-man tag match.
Mm-mm.
Joaquin Wild brought in the hard way by Top Dollar, not Top Dollar with the tag. That was Adonis and Wild in the match. And look, Mendoza was going for a cheap shot. Adonis saw it coming. But Adonis Ashanti now with a monkey flip that literally sends Wild nearly out of the ring. And no look for Raul Mendoza either. Is he going to get some air too? Yep. That's a nice drop kick by Ashanti.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some good air on it. Oh! Ow! Ow!
Chicago's going to be interesting in a few weeks. Freelance wrestling show as part of the AEW indie weekend, I guess you could call it. Yeah, all the indie promotions like GCW and that are doing shows. The Ego Robert Anthony teaming up with Frank the Clown to take on Kylie Ray and Nick Gage.
What?
Yeah.
Frank the WWE clown? Him?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what to say. I mean, seriously, I don't know what to say.
Glenn the Clown. He is a man that is gonna get murdered by Gage.
They actually took a commercial break.
And again, it'll be interesting
for
how
the 6-man.
Kylie does as well. Yeah, we've gone to commercial with unless we're doing unless your scheduled broadcast of CSI or Chrisley Knows Best or whatever will be
American
following
Ninja Warrior.
this.
American Ninja Warrior, actually.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right on the picture-in-picture, Escobar scores a DDT on Swerve. Isaiah Swerve Scott. There's a tag, and there is Raul Mendoza going to work on Scott with several clubbing blows. Like I said, I'm pretty sure they gave him the signal, hey, commercial break.
Even if it's taped.
Oh, well.
So they could easily... Oh, great, and there's now no sound. And now there is sound.
What is with your British
What?
feed?
Oh, it's BT. Sometimes they can be smoking the wacky-packy.
They got about 4 minutes left to do a finish.
Only guesses we're running over.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. Well, Legado del Fantasma have just been working over Isaiah Scott in the corner. We've seen a string of 6 or 7 tags in the past 2 minutes. And next week, for no reason, Johnny Gargano and LA Knight.
Oh,
Kyle O'Reilly and Duke Bronson.
I do like the fact that we will be getting spoilers of this, but once the tapings are finished and people have made sure that they've, not been able to tweet it live.
Crowd seem to be behind Hit Row in this match. And a discus clothesline from Isaiah Scott. Is this hot tag moment for Isaiah Scott? Escobar's tagged in.
Obviously running over then.
And there's Top Dollar. A stinger splash by Top Dollar. And he actually got some good air for being his size. Top Dollar almost has the athleticism of a Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And Top Dollar got to be carrying like, what, nearly 300, 400 pounds on his shoulders? Now over that because now he's carrying Santos Escobar as well. That has to be a lot of weight on him, no matter what.
Yeah. Bronson Reed did that.
Well, it looked like they were going for the finish, and by the way, we are 2 minutes over, according to my clock.
And in overtime.
Now, Legado del Fantasma has Ashante. We'll make a wish, double drop kick. Out goes Joaquin well, but Raul Mendoza with a springboard drop kick, nicely done. And a fisherman's bomb. I think that's the only thing I could call that maneuver by Mendoza was a fisherman's bomb. Tag to Escobar and a tag to Scott. I think the finish has got to come down to Scott and Escobar, Ash. That's what I think the way it's going to go.
Probably. It seems fair.
And Top Dollar just mowing down everybody. 450 by Scott. And Escobar kicked out. Oh, God. Ash, who was that? Elektra Lopez? Escobar's pinned Scott.
She got a relay baton. She got a relay baton.
Do you know who Elektra Lopez is?
Hang on, let's see if she's actually on the roster. See if she has a reputation.
The name sounds a little familiar.
She signed in February.
So apparently now
She's
she's
the daughter of Steve.
Go ahead.
She's the daughter of Steve King, who wrestled as enhancement talent between 76 and 84. She did wrestle against Lacey Evans as her real name of Carissa Rivera a few years back. She also teamed up with Chris Statlander to form the Brooklyn Bells, who face the Iconics for the women's tag belts on SmackDown.
So,
But yeah, she ain't been around for a long, and she's already, you know, in the big picture. Then again, I need to see. B-Fab played basketball and competed in swimming during her high school years. Worked as a boxing coach, trained in jiu-jitsu, and has been involved in CrossFit. So she is, you know, I don't want to say she's a green one, but the fact that her first proper wrestling training appears to be practically at the Performance Center to some extent. Then again, one of her trainers did come out to the Rough Riders anthem from DMX. So, you know, already I agree.
well, that is it for NXT, guys. I also want to remind you guys that PW225 presents Conflict in Acadiana live this Saturday, August 28, 2021, from the Como Rec Center in Lafayette, Louisiana. If you want more information on this and our upcoming event in September, the Mayor's Cup from Columbia, Mississippi, be sure you check out Pro Wrestling 225 on Facebook for all the details. Ash, final thoughts on NXT tonight?
It was all right. Nothing spectacular. But, you know, it still seems like the ship has lost its rudder and doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, NXT once
Can't
upon a
wait
time.
to see what happens next week. Considering Mr. Cole's contract runs out on Friday, we'll have to next week to see where he shows. Unless he shows up on SmackDown, of course.
You know, once upon a time, NXT had something special and was considered to be one of the best shows WWE had going. And ever since it made its turn to USA, it has just not been, it's been a shell of its former self, to be honest with you. But anyway, guys and gals, we're going to wrap it up here. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button like a champ. And if you guys want to see more of our wrestling live commentaries right here on WGS-TV, you know the two ways you got to do it. You got to leg drop the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications so that way you guys will never miss out on another video right here on my channel. So with my thanks to the stunning man Ashley, I'm your friendly neighborhood wrestling gamer, reminding all of you guys out there to just stay awesome. Bye, guys!